I think that's what one of the things that happens is if you stay in the business, and you're getting some criticism, you have a bad review. The question is, how do I know, is it valid? Like I wouldn't know how to pronounce Texas. I probably said it worse. I'm probably the reason you say it badly when I think of it. But but it's, how do you review? So the question is, if you don't know, then that's where finding the mentor, paid, unpaid, whatever, but find the people that are more experienced that you can work through and verify, is that an area where I need to deal with? And then kind of one final thing that I always think of is, are you improving? And if you're on a path that's improving, you know what? I probably have 20 things I can criticize about everything I do today because I'm trying to improve it. And sometimes I've said this over and over again. You know, if you've been watching our podcast, I occasionally mumble. I hear it when I edit. Donnie's told me, over time, I keep getting better at it. And so and he's a nice critic about it, but he'll point out, hey, and I'm now aware of it. So when somebody criticizes me for it now, that's the sort of thing that I'm going to say, I know, I don't say it out loud, but I just kind of think, yeah, you're right. I know that already. I'm working on it. And so therefore, I'm not going to take that criticism as anything more than a confirmation of, all right, that's what I'm working on already. So you will have that kind of criticism where it's something that you already know about. What I'm really looking for is somebody criticizing me who actually has something to contribute that helps me up my game. And then remember, everybody's a critic, but there's also this one final thing. You have to vet them in some way, shape, or form. Not all criticisms and not all critics are valid. If you have an audiobook out there and somebody's telling you, oh man, Don's reading made my ears bleed. Well, if Donnie had said that, and he'd be nice, he'd phrase, I hope, a little differently. But let's say he said, yeah, Dad, that wasn't so hot, then I have to take it different because he's vetted to me. I know his background. I know he knows what good quality is. But some random person on the internet, they could be the equivalent of my mom in terms of understanding of what great narration would be like. They can be like a second grader who's written a review on Amazon. You don't know if they're a second grader, if they're a hyper educated person. And since you don't know, you really have to learn to let those ones go.